Daniel, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
here.
you.
Talk to us about the fact that, we do know that your party has instituted litigation, but
Right.
you still feel there's a need for you to carry out this protest march. Nigerians are wondering why this is important.
Because there are people who are having a misconception about the fact that because they haven't seen, because people are used to violence and all kinds of crime, they haven't seen that happen in 2, 3, 4, 5 days. They tend to assume that we have accepted the outcome of the election. And we did come out lawfully to protest and express our grudges. What we are here doing today is to tell the nation, INEC, and the world that the Nigerian people are not comfortable with the result that was announced. What is in court is an argument on the basis of law, and the court will determine what they have to determine, but the Constitution recognizes the right of citizens to express themselves in the areas that they are not comfortable. We are here to tell the world that evidence has shown, and it has been reported by all the media all over the world, that this election was marred with irregularities. All the election observers have issued a joint press statement that indicated that this election was marred with irregularity, and they called for the correction of this result. The Electoral Act provides opportunity for the INEC chairman to correct this before the final announcement, and he failed to do that. So the Nigerian people are here to demonstrate their own feelings about the way we believe that INEC is compromised in this election. This is adjudged as the worst election in the history of Nigeria, because all previous elections, the riggings that were taking place were in pocket of places. For the first time, because of technology, this election was rigged across all levels in Nigeria in one swoop.
Would have expected with your information and of course the evidence that you say you have, the tribunal and of course the court to be the right place to actually send that out. But now you're here. Yes, you did talk about INEC and the fact that Section 65 of the Electoral Act talks about how final it is when the umpire declares a winner. Means maybe you are the lawyer here. Talk to us about what that means. The fact that certificate of return has been given to one candidate, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress. So what do you think can happen, between now and when you probably get judgment from the tribunal and eventually the court?
First of all, even on the evidence of the misconceived notion of the chairman, he is still within the 7 days as required by law to correct what he claimed. Pursuant to Section 65, he has the opportunity to do that. But most importantly, you know that we still have an election coming. If you don't express your grievances to the INEC and the Nigerian people, what has happened today is likely to happen because they assume that a society can never grow in understanding until violence is involved. We are not about violence, because when you go into the street and perpetrate violence, then you are not standing for justice. Justice is devoid of violence, but justice is being firm. Justice is standing on your right against all odds, even when you're under threat, until the right is done. Let me say, Nigeria is a symbol of democracy in Africa. The world is challenged by the democratic ideals in the world are being confronted. In America, there was a threat to their very democracy. In Nigeria, who is the symbol, our sub-region has been taken over by all kinds of elements. And we are saying that the world must come together and let's preserve this democracy and not allow that the rules of engagement be violated, all in the guise to present somebody that you already thought in your mind you wanted to produce. This is bad. In fact, even INEC admitted. The INEC admitted that the election was marred with irregularity. So why didn't you correct it within the 7-day period that the law provides for you to do that?
Okay, so within the ambit of the law, you have admitted, you have instituted that litigation. Yes, INEC on Saturday, each chairman had admitted. It talked about the lapses in the part of logistics, technology, and of course, IREF. And they're promising to do better in the forthcoming governorship and, of course, state houses of assembly elections. So one would wonder, why wouldn't you just let that process just go out since, of course, a winner has already been declared for the presidential?
My understanding is that if you fail a class, you repeat it. You don't fail a class and then tell the school authority that you want to be promoted and you will correct yourself when you get promoted. This is much more than a classroom. This is the destiny of the Nigerian people. The presidential candidates you see going to court are not going for themselves. They represent millions of Nigerians who have voted and are yearning for their vote to count. The reason we went to court, I give you a case scenario. When the Naira design was introduced, APC didn't even have to wait for the right thing to be done. They were all over the country, burning places and threatening bank managers and doing all kinds of things. Our own is to follow the due process of law, and we believe that justice, no matter how long it lasts, justice will be established at the end of the day.
INEC, the benefit of a doubt, at least they have an opportunity to redeem themselves on Saturday.
INEC does not have any benefit of doubt. Whatever they have to do in the next coming election is up to them, right? What we are here are two things. One, the one they have already done, which decide the destiny of the country. The president is the symbol of the seal of that country. And when you get that wrong, even if you get everything about the governor's right, you will not be able to pilot. The Constitution says the power of the republic is vested in the office of the president.
And Daniel, as we wrap up this conversation, Adi, oh wow, okay.
I have a feeling that you are also uncomfortable with what is happening in Nigeria.
I am a Nigerian, of course. We want the right things to be done, especially going with the ambit and the dictations of the law. And one says, okay, for now, the PDP has, registered its grievances to the INEC authority. And of course, Festus Okoye, the director of voter education, has received your letter. So what are your expectations, with what you have done today and of course in the days to
Our
come?
expectation is that the crime they committed in the presidential election, they won't repeat it in the governorship. The Electoral Act is clear. All results are to be uploaded. And when it is uploaded, it will be transmitted. They say where there is a conflict between electronically uploaded result and the manually transmitted result, the one electronic takes precedence. So we wonder how in the world you will keep announcing results that did not come from the one uploaded. So they should be able to correct the one coming, but going forward, they should. One of the indications that you've repented is to confess. Let them come out with every evidence that will implicate them for the justice to be done to the Nigerian people. The opportunity is on them.
Daniel Bwala, spokesperson, Atiku Okowa, Presidential Campaign Council. Thank you so much for speaking to us. And of course, it's been an interesting day, like I have said. And of course, this is not new, where we see candidates, presidential candidates, I must say, who are already